Hey everyone, Tankenstein here. If you guys didn't know, the next major update for War Thunder will be coming out likely in about the next week or so, but as of right now, despite the fact that we still have the dev server up and running, at least last I checked as of a few minutes ago, we are still getting dev blogs, which are pretty interesting because they go more into detail about these tanks, because even though they might be on the dev server, they aren't necessarily complete on the dev server, so these dev blogs do give us a good point of view as to what we can expect once they go live, because as you guys should know by now, the dev server, everything on it is subject to change prior to release, and even then, it could still very well be changed. And in today's video, we have the Strv 122B+. This will be the new top tank in the Swedish Ground Forces tech tree, rank 8. Currently, it's showing as battle rating 11.7, and more or less what this is an up-armored Strv 122B. Not that much extra armor, but also, thankfully, not all that much extra weight. It's kind of like the Swedish PSO, if that makes any level of sense. Again, except without as much weight, thankfully. But that being said, also, if you guys want, I do have a lot of gameplays. I don't have one on this one in particular, but if you want to see that, as well as the dev server overview for what you can kind of expect to go into War Thunder once the new update comes out, including all the vehicles on the dev server, I will link that below. But insofar as the Strv 122B+ is concerned, pretty much, it's a little bit weird how it says it here in the dev blog because it's different than what's on the dev server. So it says here, the visual appearance of the Strv 122B+ remains virtually unchanged compared to its direct predecessor, the Strv 122B. Now, I'm not entirely sure if that's correct, because it's a bit different than the 122B in that it's got composite screens, thicker composite screens along the side of the hull, and also further down the hull than the 122B, as well as composite screens now further back on the turret, which means that this does have thicker armor than the standard 122B, which is really strange. And it says here, again, specifically in the dev blog, the reason is because its internal combination of armor packages has undergone some major changes. In general, this new armor builds upon the already great armor of the Strv 122 series of tanks that are generally characterized by very good protection, which allows them to withstand most shaped charges and APF SDS rounds at top tier. Now again, I'm not entirely sure if that's accurate. I was looking around the armor and it doesn't appear that there's anything different internally. Rather, this is due to the composite screens on the exterior. And again, bear in mind, everything on the dev server can be subject to change, is subject to change, and very well could change prior to the release of the major update. But you want to remember, it looks like it might just be more composite screens along the side, which is great because, of course, those composite screens can help out tremendously versus Heat FS, so people who might just be getting a brand new vehicle, a stock vehicle, and also, of course, rockets, ATGMs, things like that, so you might not be as easily killed by helicopters in the beginning of a match, for example. I actually experienced that with the 2 PSO withstanding pretty much like dozens of hits against a helicopter from a helicopter, and I was just fine, probably because I had the PSO. But that being said, this thing still has the same cannon, so pretty much the L44 cannon, still has the SLPPRJ M95, the what I like to call the Slippers M95, with just under 600 millimeters of armor pen, so not bad, not great. And of course, it also has, at least on the dev server, Gen 1 thermals, which really sucks, and it loses that really distinctive commander sight that pops up and down. So, you know, it's kind of a give and take. We're starting to get at this point in top tier, rather than upgrades, we're getting a bunch of side grades, and I think some people might consider this to be a bit of a side grade. Personally, I consider it to be a touch of an upgrade because it really doesn't weigh all that much more for a decent amount more armor. But again, that's on the dev server. We'll have to see what goes live. By the way, thanks again. Remember, if you guys want, check out those links in the comments below. But either way, thanks again, and I'll see you all on the other side. Take care, everyone.